Welcome to the Jaguar Podcast, a show where we discuss all things related to Duval County's finest NFL football team, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Move 42, set, what?
Duval, baby! Hey everybody, this is Andrew, and welcome to episode 68 of the Jaguar Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be discussing whether the Jacksonville Jaguars will extend running back Leonard Fournette. So let's jump into it. Fournette, in my opinion, had one of his best seasons in 2019. He rushed for 1,152 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had 76 receptions and 522 yards. So, I think he had a really great season. In my opinion, I feel like we should extend him, and kind of make sure that we're locked in at the running back position, because I feel like we don't have a lot of depth there. I mean, we have Rock Armstead and Devin Ezigbo, but, I feel like we just I don't feel like we have a lot of depth. I don't feel like, those two running backs are going to put up the numbers that Leonard Fournette does. I mean, yeah, Fournette only had 3 touchdowns last season, but I feel like a lot of that has to do with the poor interior offensive line play, by Norwell. I feel like he just wasn't playing well, wasn't blocking well in general. But Fournette was definitely more durable this season. I think he only missed one game. That was like the last game, the Indianapolis game. So I think he had like a stomach flu or something. But he was very durable this season. And I feel like he has really proven that he can be not only a durable back, but a versatile back. And what I mean by that is, he did catch a lot of passes this season. He had 76 receptions for 522 yards, the most he's ever had, in his NFL career. So, I mean, I feel like, the system that John DeFilippo set up, I don't think he really liked, because he wasn't getting the ball much. But he definitely was able to prove that he's one of those backs that could catch passes out in the flats, and do some things that, he's not really used to or accustomed to. So that was really nice. And, I feel like a lot of times last season we were, down in the game early. So, we would have to catch up. We'd have to go to the passing game as opposed to going to the rushing game. So, we would end up throwing the ball more instead of running the ball and pounding the football, which, we should be doing, because that's what Fournette needs. I mean, he needs at least 20 carries a game. So, to really get going. So, he's been getting a lot of hate from a lot of Jacksonville Jaguars fans. People are like, oh, he's running into the offensive line. He's not good. Fournette is like one of the best players we have on our team, by far. I mean, he's just one of the biggest pieces of our offense, like he's just a real integral part of our offense. So, that's what we really need. I mean, we need a back that's going to pound the football, and I don't think we're going to get that from Armstead or Ezigbo. So, that's just how I feel about it. I think he should get extended. And this might happen, I know his agent, I believe it was Ari Nassim. He's part of, I think it's Rock Nation Sports. He also represents Ngakoue. So I know that Nassim is not part of Rock Nation anymore. So Fournette and Ngakoue will likely have new agents. So hopefully, the extension gets done with Fournette, and then hopefully they take care of Ngakoue as well. But, we'll see what happens. There's been a lot of doubt about Fournette and whether he's happy with Jacksonville. He's kind of taken down some of his Jacksonville, pictures and photos on his Instagram account. So I don't know if he's, wanting to stay in Jacksonville. I don't know if he's just not happy with the front office. And I can understand that because, they've done a lot of dumb things.
Idiot!
And so I wouldn't be surprised if he wants to leave. I mean, definitely with the whole Tom Coughlin situation and how that played out. He may just have had enough. But, time will tell. Hopefully a deal gets done and we get Ngakoue and Fournette back on the team and taken care of from a contract perspective. But, let me know how you feel about this situation. Leave me a comment on the podcast episode or YouTube video. Give me a like if you enjoyed this episode. Leave me some feedback on Apple Podcasts too, or a review. It always helps me when I put together these episodes. Go Jags, and I'll see you next time.
Let me get that. JYD coming up with the big sack. Quarterbacks beware, we on the prowl. Game day night, you could hear it in our growl. Intimidation on to keep their hearts racing. Eating other teams live on TV front of the nation. Spectacular defensive scheme.
This episode is available on the Jaguar Podcast YouTube channel. So if you stop by, make sure to subscribe and give this video a like. Also, these episodes are available on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and other major podcast distributors as well. So if you don't mind, please leave me a review and some feedback. I'd really appreciate that. If you'd like to connect with me on social media, my Twitter handle is @JagWarPodcast. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. This is Andrew signing off. Cheers.